Hey everyone, either welcome back or welcome to my channel. And in today's video, I want to talk about some of the stranger symptoms that I get with migraines. So these symptoms are kind of unexpected and you wouldn't exactly expect them to be something that happens with migraines, but it is. So before I get into any more details, time for the intro. I have a few weird symptoms that I experience with migraines in particular. There has been some weird ones with IIH, but I feel like I've kind of gone over them in a previous video. And some of these may also be related to IIH, but I'm going to be focusing specifically on migraines in this video. The first one I want to talk about is actually smelling things that aren't there. When I actually experience a migraine, one of the first signs I'm actually getting a migraine is I smell some smells that definitely aren't there, but that are really unpleasant. And one of them in particular is a burning smell. This will be something similar to either cigarette smoke, which is like one of the worst smells, honestly, that I absolutely do not like in this world. And then the other one is kind of like a burnt wood type smell. So kind of like if you have wood that's really smoky, or a smoked wood type of smell. And that one isn't quite as bad as the cigarette smell, just like if you're comparing the two. But it's just annoying to have that smell actually there when there's no reason for it to be there. The next one I actually want to get into is excessive yawning. In the first phase of a migraine attack, one of the symptoms that you can experience actually is excessive yawning. Sometimes I do feel tired at the same time, but the thing is you're dealing with fatigue and tiredness already. So the excessive yawning sometimes alerts you and it sometimes doesn't, because you don't know whether the fatigue and tiredness is because you're actually tired, and you're yawning because you're tired, or if you've got that yawning because you're entering that phase of a migraine cycle. Now, as you guys know, I always deal with a certain level of fatigue as it is, but it's different because you'll constantly be yawning, but you cannot stop. It depends on the migraine cycle, as I've talked about before, but then you get a migraine afterwards and you're like, yeah, that yawning was definitely because I was getting a migraine and not because I was just really tired. Somebody around you who has migraines might be yawning because they're actually tired, but they may also be yawning, and it could be the first sign that they're actually entering the first phase of the migraine. The third one I want to talk about is touch sensitivity. I've talked about this month actually quite a bit more than I've talked about it in the past. And a lot of you actually found that part particularly helpful. I got some really good feedback on that particular part in the last video that I talked about this in. My head does tend to be a little bit sore anyways because of the fact that I deal with a certain level of pain. And that base level of pain, honestly, is in my neck and my head and my shoulders mainly. That's where that base level of pain sits. So when I talk about that 3 to 4 on my pain scale, which I've referred to a lot, but when I talk about that 3 to 4 pain level, that's where I'm getting at with that particular level of pain and where that pain is coming from. It's actually coming from the touch sensitivity on my head. When I had my IIH most active, my head would be the most sore right here. I'm hoping you guys can see that. So my head would be the most sore right here with IIH. With migraines, it's more over and isolated to my right side right here. The last one I want to go over is neck pain and shoulder pain. Don't think a lot of people realize that this is actually a thing with having migraines. One of the biggest issues I actually have is with my neck getting sore. It can cause me to be nauseous. It can cause me to not be able to do anything. It can be so uncomfortable that you're unable to focus on anything but the neck pain. With IIH, the pain would often go right down my back and into my lower back. Like, my head would hurt from my head down to my lower back and then out to my shoulders. With migraines, I've had it go into my middle back. I don't think I've ever had it go all the way into my lower back. But I don't know, because the thing is I think a lot of my pain in the lower back, actually, at the start especially, was because of having a lumbar puncture and then only a few days later needing a blood pack. As you can see, there's quite a few strange symptoms. I'm sure I haven't covered all of them that I could possibly have talked about, but let me know down in the comments down below if you've had any strange symptoms, whether you've had the ones that I've had or whether you've had your own unique strange symptoms with either IIH or migraines. If you're enjoying my content, please feel free to subscribe. Remember that it's completely free. It just allows us to reach more people with IIH and migraines. When you're subscribing, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss any of my upcoming future content. If you enjoyed this particular video, be sure to give it a like. If you're watching this on Facebook or Instagram, be sure to like and follow. And as for now, that's it for today. Bye everyone.